What's up, guys? So of course you know I picked up the Nexus 9 as well as the Nexus 6 because I'm that much in love with the Nexus devices. So this is the Nexus 9. It's an 8.9-inch screen. I think it's the best of both worlds compared to the Nexus 10, which you saw me review about a couple years ago, and the Nexus 7, which was my favorite all time. The Nexus 10, I enjoyed the Nexus 10 because it was a nice big screen, hard to really hold, one-handed operation. Still the same with the Nexus 9, but it's just a little bit easier to hold in two hands. Also thanks to the portrait, 4x3 screen versus the normal 16:9 widescreen. So let's go through the specs. It's a NVIDIA Tegra K1 processor. I think it's rated at 2.3 gigahertz, which is more than enough for a tablet. It has a 8 megapixel camera in the back and a 1.6 megapixel in the front. The screen itself is a high resolution 1500 by 20 because of the 4x3 gives you that weird resolution similar to the iPads, and it's pretty snappy. 2 gigs of RAM, 1 RAM less than the Nexus 6, but still pretty snappy. Does a great job with video games as well. This is running the most recent update, Android 5.1, which my Nexus 6 has yet to get, but as you can see here, this is the 32 gig version, by the way. That's about the highest one, and it's, like I said, it's pretty good. This is probably the best Android device out yet, not just Nexus line. And you really can't go wrong with it. Another thing we can look at, the battery life, 6700 milliamp battery. I'm probably charging this tablet once every 4 days, maybe. Sometimes it lasts even a week, and I use it about every day, probably for about 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, and lasts pretty long, so I can't complain with that. I'm waiting for the cases to come out. It actually just dropped today, so I'm going to pick one up. This also has the cool feature like the Nexus 6, so if you say OK Google, it should turn on automatically. I guess we'll call that active listening versus the official term. So we can try it out now, see if it works. Sometimes it gives me a little bit of trouble. Let's see. OK Google. OK Google. There we go. So it actually turns on. Turns on for you straight off from the standby. So that's pretty good. I hardly use it, but it's a nice feature to use if you're just, looking at something else and you just want to turn on the tablet. It also has the tap to wake feature, so much like the LG G2, G3, if you tap it, it'll turn on. So I thought that was something with LG only, so I guess they don't really own that because this is HTC who manufactures the Nexus 9. So it's pretty good. I do like it. It's solid, it's smooth. It's pretty responsive. I've had an iPad Air, and it seems similar. It's pretty, I don't see much lag. It turns, it's a little bit slower. That's something with Android, but it's gotten much more improved. And I'm liking the way this feels. I'm not sure if I need a tablet because the phone's so big, the Nexus 6, but I do watch videos and read books, and this does a great job with that. It does have dual speakers. Much like the Nexus 6, which I should have shown you guys. I'm sorry about that. And the speakers do kick, so it's pretty loud. It's not distorted. Does a pretty good job. Once again, I can't say enough about the material design, the UI for the Lollipop. Everything is just easy on the eyes, I guess you can say. And it does a pretty good job. Calendar looks different on here because it's a tablet, but it shows everything that's going on, so it's pretty good. So that was just a quick look at the Nexus 9. I didn't show you all the sides, but the volume rocker, nothing really to look at. The volume rocker and a power button, and this does not support the rapid charge. Just comes with a normal cable 2.0. It takes a long time to charge, about 4 hours. That being said, once it's fully charged, you shouldn't have a problem for a while. And the headphone jack's on top. So yeah, that was a quick look. This is the Nexus 9. If you guys have any questions or anything you want me to look at in particular, definitely write on the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.